I'm at the Dunlap Café, downtown Cincinnati. I really like this place. A couple reasons. They have this really cool beer can collection. The people are really cool. And the food's awesome. I got Geta. Looking forward to that. The Dunlap, very good place. Great Geta. Here on this quiet street in the lower west end of Cincinnati is the Betts House. It's the oldest surviving brick home in Ohio. It's built in 1804 by William and Phoebe Betts. They built a brickyard here that would supply bricks for the surrounding area. And you can see here down this really nice street, some of these very early, the mid 1800s built homes are lined down the street here. It's very nice to wander down this sidewalk as I was looking for this house. Unfortunately, I'm not going to make it to any tours. They do offer tours, but they start at noon and I have to be somewhere by noon today. So I will not be able to show you the inside, but this is pretty cool anyway. I grew up in a home very similar to this. It was also the oldest building in our town, or one of the oldest buildings. It was the brick factory. So same principle. They were building bricks making bricks for the building of a lot of the homes and businesses in the area. So I'm connected to this. I like this type of history, especially. This building next door, I believe, is where you go to get the tours. Looks like an office is up there. But something I noticed here is these cool doors that go underneath the sidewalk. Ooh. Something very interesting about the Betts House is that it is set to cardinal directions, not the directions that the city street is on, which is a slightly skewed version of the actual cardinal direction. Here's another one of these openings. I'd really like to know what is in there. The bricks on my home, where I grew up in West Jefferson, Ohio, look very similar to that. Just that same style, same size, same color. Address number 420. It's like an old church or something. It's so pleasant out here today. It's another one of those doors, so easy to open too, but I'm not going to do that. It's somebody's private residence. What are these things? Right downtown in the heart of Cincinnati is the Mercantile Library. In 1835, a group of merchants in the area came together and collected all their books. And they made a private library and they paid dues to be a part of this. And they had speakers, and I guess it was known as the intellectual hub of Cincinnati. Well, within a couple of years, they moved the locations of a small collection of 700 books. That's all they had. They moved that to a local college. It burned down. They raised $10,000 to resupply books and move it to this building, the Mercantile Library building, now it's called. With that $10,000 in this building, the agreement was with the owners of the building that they would get a 10,000-year lease. That's renewable at the end of 10,000 years for that $10,000. It's pretty awesome. Let's go check it out. I like going into downtowns of big cities and just wandering around their buildings. A lot of times they're open, at least the lobbies. You got an elevator right to the top sometimes. It's always fun. Neat. Well, unfortunately, the library is not well marked. I haven't seen any signs for it. There's an information board, but it's not listed on there. So I'm just gonna wander around. I got some help from a construction worker. Told me to go to the 11th floor. And if I had just read this sign, it tells you to go to the 11th floor. A poem while you ride the elevator. It goes to the 12th floor as well. Wow. Cheers. Wow. Looks like they show movies here too. Did you really write your own stuff? I've been wondering. Those are some big books. There's some really old books here, it appears. Wow. 1919, 1920. Remember what that's called. Ebu? I'm not sure. So I was noticing here the Young Men's Mercantile Library Association of Cincinnati. Interesting. 1904. Check this book out. The binding has come off, but underneath the binding is this piece of music. Do you guys remember library cards when they were like this? When you check out a book, they would put the date, they'd stamp it, and you could see everyone else who had checked out the book. That was the first library I went to. That's how they did it. Guys, look at this. Books from 1849. Wow. Wow. I just came up the stairs on the other side, the first floor of this. There's just so many books here, and they're so old. I haven't seen too many new books. They do have some newer books, but not many. Looks a little weird. Pretty far up here. The floor is like this translucent glass all through here. It's trippy. Visitor's log from 1872. Wow. We're on the second floor now. Unfortunately, I think the second floor is just these boxes for now. There's another stairway. Just construction. Nothing to see here. Maybe there is something to see. The view. Pretty nice. Not a job for me, right there. Not for me. Oh. Wander in the halls and found this big open office. Another one. Nothing really going on up here. Must be getting ready for more books or something. I don't know. Friends, the Mercantile Library, downtown Cincinnati, is awesome. I've never seen so many old books in my life. Such a cool place to visit. There's a lot of tables and good lighting up there, and I would come here and hang out and get into one of those books. I think if I lived in the area, that'd be a cool thing to do. It's time to move on. Still early. Back in 1952, this building back here behind me, the Guilford building, was being built. And when they were building the foundation, or digging up the foundation, they found the remnants of the famous Fort Washington. I'm not sure if they just didn't know where it was or what, but they dug up the powder magazine, the storage for ammunition. There's some more you can read about this online, but what a cool find, huh? So right here on this site was a pretty famous stockade of ammunition that was very helpful to us as a country in the Indian War and some other major wars way back, a long time ago. This is the spot. And as you see, where this young businessman is sitting next to the Cincinnati Reds mascot. These are around town. It's pretty cool. Cool photo op. And right across the street from the Guilford building is this really nice park, Lytle Park. The site of the very stoic Abraham Lincoln statue. Tall Abe, he's about 15 feet tall. It's a big statue. It's a nice park. The location's great. It's right here by the river. It's not on the river, but it's right by it. You can see the Reds baseball stadium is right there. The Bengals stadium is somewhere. I think it's behind it. You can kind of see way back there behind. The stadiums are all pretty close. There's this really neat display with some history of the park. It turns out that this was the first public playground and one of the first parks. It used to be a peach grove. Huh. Famous neighbors of Lytle Park, the founder of Ohio Medical College, some other notable people. Love that Ohio landscape. This is a great switch up from Florida. I do love the Florida landscape, but I miss seeing the parks and all the greenery and the different types of plants and trees here in Ohio. I used to do a lot of landscaping, have a lawn care business. Enjoyed that. Don't have anything to do with that anymore. Nice park you get to hang out in, Abe. Friends, thanks for joining me today on this gallivant around downtown Cincinnati. I hope you get a chance to do this yourself. It's a really cool city, lots of history. The buildings are so cool. Tons of brick buildings, just they're everywhere. Kind of weird shaped streets and curves and just a different city. If you've never been to Cincinnati, come up here and spend a couple days. It's a cool place. Thanks for joining me today, friends. I appreciate it, of course. I'll see you in the next video. It'd be helpful if you looked at the camera. Hey, you know, it's down here, man. So that's better. So long, friends. Stay funny.